Hello, everybody. Welcome to Potterthon number 9. We're about to kick this off with a very special run. Flo will be running some Bunny Cam. Bunny Cam is a very new speed run to the Harry. No, of course, we will be running HP1 PC Any percent. And, well, who better to run that than the one and only Flo? Welcome in.
Hi, I think people don't know me. I started like a few days ago running this game, but I hope
Yes.
I'll provide acceptable gameplay
Yes, so
with the
this man
bunnies.
is relatively new to the community, but somehow has held the HP1 any percent record for how many years now?
I think I got to 5 years in September. Yeah, it's
Five
been it's
years.
been over 5 years.
He's the main man if you want to watch HP1 PC.
Right, say
Um,
bye to bunnies. I'm sorry.
yes, and if you want to watch Bunny, so that's very important. If everybody's ready, I think we should just go into the run.
I agree. Let me close Framemost. I forgot Framemost. Framemost is my bane. Okay, so I will do
Yep.
my
Debug
best
mode on.
countdown. Debug mode is it on? I don't think. No, I
Yep.
turned it off. Okay. Alright, then I'll do a quick countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ingenting ved den stjernestrødde nattehimmelen
Good luck
tydet
with
på at
right.
merkelige og
Pretty good
mystige
luck.
ting snart skulle komme til å skje.
The first thing of this run is actually a 2-minute intro, and that gives me a nice opportunity to read out some of the donations because they're already coming in. Keep them coming. That's amazing. We have a $20 donation from Chungdo Enjoyer, who says Chungdo next year, Copium. Thank you so much for that donation. And also we have a $50 donation by Dino, and he's saying it's that time of year again where we raise money for an awesome cause. So proud to be part of the team organizing this and very proud of the community we have. Good luck to all the runners, host, tech, and let's have an amazing weekend. I couldn't agree more, Dino, and thank you for the $50. He's actually put that towards an incentive that we kind of forgot to explain. He and Finn will be doing a HP1 GBA run where the game is pretty much open 10 times, and every 20 seconds, which game they will be playing will switch. And if you donate to that incentive, that time can drop down to 15 seconds, to 10 seconds, or even to 5 seconds. So if you want to donate, do consider putting it to that target, because that will be chaos and it'll be a lot of fun. So now that all of that is explained, I'm gonna head it off to Flo for the main event, for the run itself. Good luck, good luck.
Thank you. Alright. So this is literally the first ever game that I ran, and it's also, this category is the first record I ever got, so it's always cool to show it off at Potterthon. But yeah, the obvious, I don't play in English. I think we've been playing in the region for like 3 years now, probably 4. But plays about 9 seconds, plus because I play on a different version that is very busted, I save another 40 seconds. This game is great. I'm gonna set up a glitch right here. It's gonna be useful for later. So it's quite a bit of downtime at the beginning. You don't actually get to do the first quote-unquote glitch until like about 4 minutes. But yeah, it's a downside of this speedrun. It has amazing glitches, a lot of variety in glitches. There's like so many different glitches, so many different tech, but there's also quite a bit of cutscenes. But if you can sit through I think it's about half an hour of cutscene, then you're good, because this game is amazing. Alright, and we're gonna start moving right now. So, first level is tutorial, and it's actually changed quite a bit, like fairly recently, I want to say about a year ago, which is pretty impressive, because the route in tutorial had been the same before that for like, I think close to 4 years. It literally had not changed, we were doing the exact same thing. But someone called All I Need Is Cake, who found and all he needs is cake. Found a lot of really creative glitches. He still found another skip like a few days ago. The man is just way too smart. I don't know how he does it. But yeah, found a lot of really cool skips. So much time saved, so big credits to him. I'm just here, I'm just running. I can't find anything. Hopefully I won't mess that up. That looks okay. Yes. Okay. So this is the main glitch of the run, brightness boosting. You grab a ledge, you change the brightness, and you go flying. But there's like a lot of different applications for this glitch, and the one that you saw is not used very often. We can kind of tilt Harry, we can only the lean, because Harry is leaning forward. Great trick. I'm gonna try to skip cutscene. Alright, and I'm grabbing all those beans on purpose. You actually need 25 beans for the very first raid. And I skipped the very first encounter with Peeves. We're only gonna fight Peeves once in the game. That was a cool super jump. But yeah, we need 25 beans, and we skipped the cutscene with Peeves, which also skips some beans, so I need to make up for it and get those from those bookcases. Which you normally don't even need, but because of this, you're out. And I'll try this, and I got screwed over. Right. So the thing you saw earlier was a super jump. There are a few ledges in this game. I don't know exactly why that happens, but if you walk on them, Harry doesn't exactly just walk normally as you would on like slopes. He just kind of clips on them, and that gives us a lot of speed. And there you go, the ledge. If I jump on the exact same frame as I get this like weird clip on the ledge, then I get a lot of speed. But all of those are frame perfect. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm bad. And what I tried to do, but I miserably fail, although I think I actually got screwed there, is try to grab the ledge as I was talking to Fred. Which would have allowed me to move during that cutscene, and then do a bit of blind walk, but I am bad. I'm sorry. It's okay, I have a lot more tricks to redeem myself, hopefully. Alright, first spell lesson. In Hondo this is pain because we have to do this 4 times, but in any person we only have to do it once, and then we can just fail the rest. And we can also skip one in any percent, so I'll only be doing 4 of those? Yes, 4. Yeah. I hit wrong. Okay. The goal is, so the goal is to get minimum 50%. You get a different line for each increment, like 50 to 79% gives the same line. Then 80 to 95 gives like another set of like 3 different lines, and then 100 you get a special line for 100, but that one is really slow. We don't want to get that. It's the curse for 49%. And for 100% it's actually a really scary part, especially if you're doing a no reset, because the game will force you to do at least the very first spell drawing. But not all the other ones, but we need all 4 for 100%, meaning if you fail any of them, then you are screwed. You have to watch about 5 minutes of cutscenes, or you have to, you know, replay the entire tutorial, because there's no save books. We're gonna get introduced to save books in just a bit. It's that super jump. There's a couple super jumps I can go for. The thing you saw in tutorial. They're all frame perfect. I missed that one. And the frame perfect jumps in this game are a bit harder than just time your jump correctly, because any deviation from like your angle, if you move your camera a tiny bit, then the frames are going to be different when you need to jump on, so they're really hard to get consistent at them. Get consistent at. And that was Poncho. That's the oldest trick of the game, as far as I know. I think that's the oldest trick in the game. You cast in the pot, and the hitbox of the pot starts going higher. And you skip a 40-second walking. And doing. Alright, I'm gonna try to focus here, because this skip is scary for the resets. This looks bad. Never mind. This.
Dette en lagret spillbok. Når du trykker på den, blir spillet automatisk lagret. Hvis du besvimer, starter spillet opp igjen fra det samme stedet. Du kan også laste inn lagret spill fra hovedmenyen.
Yes, okay. So this is a bit of a scary trick. We trigger a cutscene with a flip in the switch and the nearly headless neck cutscene at the same time. He essentially explains us about save books. For some reason the camera gets stuck, so we have to walk essentially blind to the next cutscene to get back camera movement. And it's a bit scary because there is a save book, but the camera does not get fixed when you grab the save book. So if you fail the blind walk, you have to keep going for it because you cannot reload the level. And then another boost here to skip some cycle, and I'm gonna land on this wall. There's a lot going on at once, so I'll try to explain it in a bit since I'm done with this section. Alright, so yeah, the thing you saw with Nick, it's called a multitask. The definition of multitask is basically just being able to move during cutscenes where you're normally not able to move. And then the thing I did where Harry was standing on a wall, it's really, I don't know the full reason why it happens, but you can partially clip onto walls. And with like the right inputs, the right angle and everything, you can stand on it. And it saves a lot of time, it saves a few cycles. Yeah, pretty good for Pendo, I'm not gonna complain. It's like one of the hardest level in the run. We call it the jail because most of the resets happen here.
How about we celebrate a good Flipendo with another donation then?
I agree.
Alright, we have a $20 donation coming in from Finn saying, great cause as always, also hashtag HP1 best game, couldn't agree more.
HP1 best game. Alright, and now we're gonna do broomstick training. And it's a part people lose a lot of time on, usually because, well, because this is hard, but not for the good reason. Not because I have any tricks, but literally because the controls for this are so hard to get used to. HP1 best game. HP2 is okay though, acceptable. Yeah, the controls for this are really bad. They're not as bad as the PS1 version. If anyone in this chat has played the PS1 version, it has the worst flying controls I have ever seen in like any HP. I mean, most games in general, it's just I don't know how they did those flying controls. It's actually horrible. Yeah, this game, the flying controls are not that bad. They just take quite a bit to get used to. And the main thing that's difficult about this level is we want to hold acceleration the entire time, except for one spot, which is right here, because we need to take like a super wide turn to actually get that right. But yeah, it's the only spot where you would want to release acceleration. Anywhere else, you just want to hold it the entire time, which is the hardest part of this level. Most people stop holding acceleration in a couple of places, because like some of the turns are pretty hard to make. This one, that was pretty clean. And we got 82 rings. Alright. So we have 4 flying segments, but this is by far the hardest one because of having to get all the rings. All the other ones, Quidditch is super straightforward. You just go towards the snitch and catch it. It's really quick. And there's gonna be a broomstick fight with Malfoy, and that one is also very quick. Oh yeah, we got past the hardest flying, so that's good. Alright, and now I'm gonna do a drawing strat, can you believe it? There's a way to kind of cheese this drawing by doing a circle instead of actually drawing it the intended way. Like this. And that was found by Artful Info, who also found quite a bit of like tiny time saves here and there. It's a pretty cool one. Got a lot of cheesing spell drawings. And I'm about to do another multitask. This one is there's quite a bit going on, but we're gonna like chain multiple multitasks. We're gonna do like 3 in a row. But I want to make sure I don't mess it up, because if I do, I will lock my camera. There's some backups, it's not too bad. Would be better if it does not happen. First, I'm gonna trigger a cutscene which opens a secret and where I'm supposed to go at the same time. So here. Good. There we go. And now I'm gonna have movement during this. I just need to wait a little bit for Harry to go towards the chest. Then I'll be able to move during the spellcast. And I want to cast on the door blindly, which I miserably fail, so now I have to go for a frame perfect. Which I got. Let's go. So this is not what I'm supposed to do. Normally I'm supposed to... There we go. Normally I'm supposed to carry over a multitask into the next room, but I completely failed it. But I got the frame perfect backup, so... Let's go. Alright. There we go. Need to focus for a little bit during this because there's quite a bit going on, but essentially the idea is there is a trigger right in front of Flitwick in the classroom, and it's essentially the trigger that takes us to this next room right here. So we have to do the spell drawing, but while we do the spell drawing we get sent to the next room. So right now I already have movement. I have to walk blindly for a little bit. But this saves like over 40 seconds. Really huge time saving. Now, because Harry has such a large head, we're gonna use it to clip this block behind the gate. But this trick is really inconsistent if it wants to. This thing is either first try or like third, fourth, fifth try. It's so bad. We got it. Weirdly enough, we cannot clip the block on the other gate, so we just have to open this one. Alright. Now, this gnome, as weird as it sounds, is going to be very useful. Just get the save book first. Should work, yes. So yeah, not only that we can brightness boost with light grab animations, we can also damage boost. With HP2 doesn't have that luxury. HP2 can only boost with light grabs, but in this game we can also boost with damage. And yeah, that thing you saw at the end, the devs did some weird thing where they set the loading zone to be able to be triggered with literally anything, and spells are no exception. So instead of having to go right to the end of the level, we just cast the spell at the loading zone and we're done. Almost failed that. There's a lot going on with this level again, so I'm gonna play through it and explain everything afterwards. Okay. Like 3 really important tricks and I got 2 of them. See about this last one. Should work, I think. Yes. That was really good. Alright, so the first thing I did was fight peas, and from an object he throws to us, it damages us in the cutscene, which lets me move during it. And then I can use literally Peeve's corpse flying away to get more damage, boost over a cutscene trigger. Then I jump around a cutscene trigger. It was a pretty precise jump, even though it probably looked like nothing. And then one last frame perfect jump to skip a mouthful fight. I didn't realize before starting this, but there's like so much to explain. It's actually insane. Okay, we're gonna try this. Another frame perfect jump, if I can get it. I am really bad at this one. Here we go. Alright, this skips a lot of walking, and it also looks really cool. I'm gonna boost up the snail, or not? I'm gonna boost up this snail instead. Alright, this skips like a whole puzzle of having to castle flip and switching. We can still cheese this and glitchless, but in 80% we just boost over everything. I need to do this because I lost a little bit of health. Go. Alright. Yeah. Right, and yeah, the thing you saw at the end of the second floor, the huge, like, super jump, this is really weird, but in very short, if we jump into save books, we can also do those frame perfect jumps, which send us flying. So yeah. Alright, so that was like probably the part of the game that had like the most going on, and now I'm gonna have a bit more downtime to explain stuff. Yeah. There's just so much going on in like the first, like, 20 minutes of the game. It's actually crazy. Yeah, we do more spell drawing. This is an onion, and yeah, this is an onion. Nothing else than an onion. And just like Flipendo and Halomora and Vanguardium, we do one run of this, and then we're done. And this is the last spell drawing we're gonna do. There's also Lumos, but we have a skip for that spell lesson. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so this level has a couple of strats, a few multitask that we can do. But yeah, this is where we start to have like the middle of the game until like entering Lumos has quite a bit of downtime, sorry. Which is pretty nice because the first 20 minutes are just like tricks after tricks after tricks. It just does not stop. It's quite crazy. I'm gonna jump on this gnome. They give me a random, literally a random amount of speed, bouncing off them. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get hit by that plant as I start a cutscene. This, oh, set up my brightness again. So this is a weird property of brightness boosting. When you get a damage, normally you can only damage boost when you jump into the damage, but for whatever reason, if a cutscene is playing, then you can boost from a standstill. You don't have to jump. It's really strange. Wait, that was part of the plant. The plant, not the plant. Now we're gonna cheese this puzzle by doing this. So they set the hitbox of this Flipendo switch just like a tiny bit too far, and because of that we can just sort of clip, not exactly clip, we can hit the pixel of that Flipendo switch that's like standing out of the gate. Alright, and here I'm gonna do another damage boost from a cutscene, so again, I don't need to jump into the damage. Oh, whoops. Here, gonna trigger 2 cutscenes at the same time. 1, 2. Also, yeah, I didn't mention the backwalks. Sometimes you're gonna see me randomly standing still and then starting to backwalk and then going forward. It's really weird, but if your last animation was a backwalk into entering into a cutscene, then it'll just speed up the camera during that cutscene. And sometimes it actually does save time. Which is interesting. Here we can just damage boost because Harry slides when we go backward during damages. One last boost. Open the switch, and then maybe I can get this frame perfect jump right here. That one looks pretty cool. No, I missed it. Okay. And here again, the devs were not really smart because we can close this door first and then hit this trigger. And don't have to watch the final cutscene. Let's see if I can get this. Oh no. The Bush prison. No. Wait, hold on, let me do this again. Okay, there we go. Alright. We call it the Bush prison because, so this is a super jump that saves about 4 seconds, but I wanted to go for it because it looks really cool. But yeah, if you have a bad angle, you end up in this corner and there's literally no way out. They made sure there's like all the bushes to like block you. Which is why we call it the Bush prison. That's okay. At least it looked cool. Also, yeah, the Norwegian voice acting is amazing. Alright, so this is the second broomstick segment, but this is gonna be very quick. Because the rule of this level is to never ever release acceleration and just run into Malfoy. And it makes this fight stupidly easy. Also a great voice acting. That was quick! Right. And this is where the downtime is gonna start. And get a bunch of cutscenes that are gonna play. Yeah, this is the point of the story where McGonagall is like, oh my god, Harry Potter, you're so good at flying, so you're gonna play Quidditch, and you don't get to say anything, because you don't say anything in this game anyway.
Oh, by the way, Flo, your next match is this afternoon versus Slytherin.
Ah, thank you, Renee. I almost forgot about it. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, Neville forgot his Remembrall, because of course he did, or lost his Remembrall. We fought Malfoy, got it back, give it to him. McGonagall also, our amazing flying skills, and because of that, we go play Quidditch. And yeah, Harry seems to be pretty content with life in this game, because he says, I think he has like less than 10 voice lines in the entire game. And most of the time, it's when people are not around, so Harry just really likes to talk to himself in this game. Look at this statue just, like, barely moving. Alright, here I can maybe get this trick. Nope, I never get this trick. Alright, I'm gonna try a cool trick that can crush the game. But let's see. Nope, okay, you can super jump out of this load, but it's tricky. Here, totally forgot to set that up here. Alright, so that was the lean again. So yeah, we call it the lean. It's essentially, I have a lot of time to explain this, so it's nice. There's like a weird property with brightness boosting where if you're boosting when there's no ground below Harry, and then do a couple more boosts at like specific timings, then it will like turn Harry midair, and then you'll start leaning forward, and then instead of just getting upward boost, we can get forward boost. But it's like this restriction of needing to have nothing below Harry is actually quite annoying, so we can't use that in many places. It's still a really cool glitch. Yeah, Harry does not talk in this game, and unfortunately they made him talk way too much in HQ2, but they gave us cuts and skips, which I guess makes up for it. I'm muted? On Discord? How did I... Oops, I'm sorry.
We're back. We're back. Good.
Alright, I forgot my deafen key is on my delta key. I need to get rid of this. I totally forgot. Alright, so I don't know where that was great. Okay, well, let me do a boost and then get rid of my defen key. Because I'm definitely gonna press it again by accident. Just Harry was so quiet and it made me a bit anxious, so I wanted to be quiet as well.
Alright. While you fix your key, maybe you have like 2 minutes here that we can remind the people what we're raising money for, right?
Yes.
Seems like a good idea. So yes, for those who have missed it in the beginning or those who simply need a reminder, this Potterthon 9 will be raising money for the Trevor project. I'm gonna read you their own description because who better to tell you what kind of good work they do than themselves. So the Trevor Project is the leading suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. They work to save young lives by providing support through free and confidential suicide prevention and crisis intervention programs on platforms where young people spend their time. They have a 24/7 phone lifeline, a chat, text, and through Trevor Space. They also provide public education, engage in advocacy efforts, and develop research. They save the lives of LGBTQ young people in crisis every single day. When LGBTQ young people feel lost, they're there to let them know that they're not alone whenever and wherever they reach out. Their deeply empathic crisis care helps access their inner strength and resilience. And they go beyond crisis services to create a more welcoming world for LGBTQ young people, forging a collective system of support and validation. Their result is a real lasting impact. They help young people see the possibility of a future for themselves. So yeah, an amazing cause. So if you have money to save, please do consider donating to this amazing cause. And that's kind of all I have to say.
Amazing word by an amazing man. Thank you very much, Remy. Alright, and so this pig that you see, he has a name. He's called Steve, and if you don't love him, there is something wrong with you, because he is the cutest pig in the world. But what we were doing right here, because you just saw me standing still for no reason and just waiting. So we got past the door, and then the game is like, okay, I'm ready to have the trigger ready for when Harry is gonna be in front of the hut. But obviously we did not do the intended thing, and we boosted back in front of the hut. So we hit the trigger that was supposed to be for the end of the level. But Hagrid makes the cutscene end, like a small movement from me. And what makes Hagrid spawn is a trigger right at the end of the fire seed level. And because Hagrid cannot spawn, because we never spawned him, then the cutscene can never end. So after 2 minutes, the game is like, okay, well, if Hagrid cannot spawn, I'm gonna force spawn him in front of the hut. And then we can proceed in this cutscene. But that's why I had to wait 2 minutes for Hagrid to spawn. It's a really weird glitch. I don't know why it works, but you know, we take the time save. And yeah, this fire seed level had like the biggest potential like theory skip. There's a trigger that's sitting right to the left of the egg that you saw in the cutscene. And if we could just like do a jump and hold left during that cutscene, we would skip the entirety of the fire seed level. But unfortunately, we have not found that trick yet. Maybe in the future, maybe Cake will use his gigantic brain again to find more tricks. But for now, we get to watch Steve the Pig. So yeah, first Quidditch match, and the intro, or the intro to a Quidditch match literally takes like 80% of the entire thing, because like not even 5% of this is gonna be out. Because we go towards the snitch, and we're done. So this seemed really easy, and it probably it's not really difficult, but it is way better than the Quidditch they came up with in HP2, which is essentially an auto-scroller and you just have to wait for the bar to fill up. At least in this you actually get to play. But yeah. The man himself is here. But yeah, we all need cake in our life. Cake is amazing. Cake is great. Alright. So yeah, this mid-game is like the biggest like downtime of the run, essentially. A lot of cutscenes, a lot of waiting, but this is the nice part about this game is you do like really crazy tricks, like a lot of frame perfect jumps, a lot of like multitasking, a lot of skips, and then you have like really long cutscene to like relax right after all the things you did, and also to get prepared for the next tricks you're about to do. So most people, I want to say, don't even mind the cutscenes, and if you mind intro, there is something wrong with you. We all love intro deeply. Alright, so this trick is theoretically, or this cutscene, sorry, is theoretically skippable, and I have done it a total of 1 time in my 5 years of playing this game, and it requires, I think, 3 or 4 frame perfect inputs in a row. And the frames are not consistent, and you also need the correct speed, which is also random. Which is why we all thought it was like impossible to do in actual runs, and I managed to do it once ever, which was crazy. And I don't think I'll do that ever again. But that was cool. Right, so here I'll explain everything in a bit. It's the order. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I stood in the middle of the staircase, as you saw, because there's a really long, like 1 minute cutscene or something that triggers if you keep walking, but you can clip onto a wall with some not super precise angle. It's pretty forgiving. And the second thing I did was clip onto another wall to skip the entirety of learning Lumos. That saves a lot of time. A bit of RNG as well. Yeah, nice. This run is going pretty well. Definitely not complaining. So not a super jump. This one saves quite a bit. It skips an entire cutscene with a gargoyle. Saves about 10 seconds. It's pretty good. In here, normally you're supposed to cast another gargoyle to make a bridge, but we're gonna do some creative stuff, which I messed up. But a really powerful boost. We don't use that often, but it has its uses. Yeah, this skips the first gargoyle completely. I'm gonna attempt really stupid tricks that I don't even do in runs because it's really stupid, but maybe I get it? Marathon luck, maybe? This might be a little too high. Okay, let's go.
Nice.
The amazing save book super jump. So this is not normally a trick that I go for in a run, mostly because it's extremely inconsistent. The speed you get out of the save book super jump is not the same every single time, and you have to get a bit lucky for this one. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool trick. It also doesn't save a whole lot of time, which is why we avoid it for runs. Hey, gotta show off cool strats. Alright, and again here, normally you have to cast a bunch of gargoyles, but you can just skip everything. One cool boost. In getting to the end of Lumos, so normally you have to cast on the switch, get a bridge to like cross the like where you just saw the save book there. But we're gonna do a little boost of the sky. And die. That was the plan. And my angle was slightly off. Alright, let's try that again. Backward. Should work better, yes. That's exactly what I want to get. Now, just like in Wingardium, we're gonna try to spellcast on the loading zone. I hit the wall. I think that might be... oh, that might be good. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we don't exactly know why they did that, but literally anything can trigger this loading zone, or these loading zone in Wingardium, Incendio, and Lumos. And when I say anything, I mean literally anything, because some people have managed to trigger this loading zone by grabbing a bean. And because the bean flies off screen, sometimes it can hit the loading zone. It's not faster, and there is a theory skip where you cast on a Doxy, and when a Doxy dies, it flies away, and it can, on extremely rare scenarios, actually touch the loading zone, but it is not RT viable, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. So now we... oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if we have time during this cutscene, we have another donation. We have a $10 donation by SLS, who you've seen in the beginning with the intro, saying, getting us past the amount raised at Potterthon through tattoo. Super excited for everything being shown at this event. Best of luck to all the runners. Thanks so much, SLS. And he's put that also towards picking a house in Hogwarts Legacy. Currently, Slytherin is in the lead, so if you want to change that, get those donations towards that incentive. And back to Flo.
It's me. Alright, so this is dungeons. It's gonna be a few tricks. So Snape is essentially sending us to get ingredients, but oh no, it was a trap. Who would have thought? Snape is actually the bad guy.
I wonder if Snape tricked you.
I think Snape did trick me. What a bad guy. But it's okay because we have boosting. We're gonna get out of here fairly quickly. So yeah, there's 2 levels in dungeons, so the goal is to get ingredients. Nice super jump. That was interesting. So goal is to get all the ingredients that Snape asked us to get for him. But we're actually gonna skip one of them because the game doesn't check when you leave dungeons whether you got the ingredients or not. Maybe it's just like, okay, you're here, give me everything, even if you don't have everything, and you can go. Yeah, here we, no crazy glitch here, but we do some moving platform boost. You keep some of the momentum of the platforms while they're moving. And yeah, you preserve that speed, and it adds to Harry's initial speed, so we can jump a little bit earlier. Yeah, Snape is like, it's fine, nothing happened. Go back to your lesson, students. It's okay, because we are the boy who lived, so nothing will happen to us. Impossible. Right, let's try to get this. You can get a super jump here. Nope. I'm gonna try this strat that I also don't go for in the runs because it is very stupid and inconsistent. And it doesn't save much, but you gotta show more full strats. I got it. Inconsistent strats are actually being very nice with me. I am not gonna complain. Alright. Now let's try to get this new strat. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah. Alright, so this is another spot where you can get the lean and boost forward, which was found very recently by the man himself. All I need is kick. Needs a couple seconds, but it's okay. I keep moving on. I probably should have got that save. I'm gonna play that boost save. Yeah, we just want to make our way out of the dungeons. We're pretty close to the end. This level is a lot shorter than the previous one. I'm gonna have one last frame perfect trick, or 2 frame perfect tricks, sorry, that we'll be able to attempt in just a bit. So yeah, I forgot to mention the Bloody Baron. He's very scary. Very spooky ghost. Let's try this super jump right here. And I missed it, and I missed it. It's okay. Alright. So we got all the ingredients in literally about 5 minutes. But apparently we were still too slow. Snape has a very high, what's the word? He expects us to do some top level speedrunning, which unfortunately he has high standards, that's the word. It's very high speedrunning standards, so it was 5 minutes was not fast enough for him. So we did lose, I think it's 2 house points. And something really weird, if you play on, I'm not sure if it's this version I'm playing on or the Norwegian version. But one of the two is kind of bugged, and we're supposed to lose 5 house points at the start when we enter dungeons because he tells us we were too late. And then we lose another 3 house points, but the first cutscene, it doesn't actually take the house points on Norwegian, but it does in English for whatever reason. But at the end of the run, we do have less house points than we normally would in the English version. But it's okay, we can still go fast. Also troll. And there's so there's not much going on here, we just escape this troll chasing us, but I will be able to attempt to popple super jumps. First one is coming up right here. Get it? Yeah, I failed it. Just the second one right here. And I missed it at all. Alright, there's a third one you can potentially do, but because the speed you get out of super jump is not consistent, that one can actually kill you. But I am not gonna try it. Snape does favor Norwegian. Just does not like English people for whatever reason. It's okay. So yeah, it's really weird. We need the troll for the last cutscene. Like, Harry does not trigger the cutscene, the troll triggers the cutscene. But if we get super jump, the troll actually speeds up like super fast. I kind of would have liked to show off a super jump. You would have seen the troll like racing like crazy, but unfortunately I was not good enough. And now, because we are really smart, we brought the troll into the bathroom. Hermione was just chilling there, but now we actually have to save her. And as much as I would like Ron to get hit, and just let the troll do his thing and hit Ron, it does lose about 12 seconds each time. So the goal here is to snipe those objects so that the troll doesn't throw them on Harry or Ron. It's actually fine if he throws them on Harry, but throwing it on Ron does lose about 12 seconds. Because Ron will take more time to lift the troll's club. Yeah. As we keep going, the troll starts throwing faster and faster. What I'm doing right here is not even the intended way. For some reason, you can just snipe those objects before the troll even starts throwing them. But at some point, he's going to be so fast that I will have to cast on them in the air. So yeah, this fight is a bit unnecessarily long, but it's not too bad. Almost over in this throw right here. And we saved Hermione, and we're gonna play more Quidditch. We haven't played Quidditch in way too long. Alright. And this is the little break because the next level that's coming up after Quidditch is arguably the hardest level of the run. It has like the stupidest strats, and a new one that actually got found pretty recently by second place runner Mip Mip. And it's a multitask that saves an extra 10 seconds to what we used to do. which was saving 20 seconds, so now it saves 30 seconds. And like overall, it's just a really stressful level. But we'll try our best. This is mostly why the end game of this game is quite rough. It's mostly because of the field level. They have like the dumbest strat. In Quidditch again, it's really simple. If the snitch wants to cooperate. But yeah, the patterns for those is always the same, so you don't have to rely on any kind of luck, which is really nice. But yeah. Now, this is the part of the story where we tell Hagrid you cannot keep that cute little dragon. So we're gonna send him to Romania. First, we gotta go through the first Filch level. PC Sonia, yes. I think Sonia actually is the one who kept the dragon in safety. She doesn't really talk about it on stream, but she has a cute Norbert as a pet. She kept Norbert, I knew. But yeah, and very luckily for us, because it was Christmas, we received an invisibility cloak. And how convenient, because we need to bring Norbert up the tower. Very convenient. It's about a 106, probably 107. So not a bad run. Alright. Filch is scary. Filch is spooky. I'll grab a couple save books just to make sure nothing terrible happens. Yeah, and this is the big problem of the save books in Filch. This is like one of the hardest part of the run. This is where most of the time you get caught, you lose your runs, and to make it even worse, the save books are in really bad positions. They're completely out of the way. So most people never grab the save books, because obviously they're slow. But if you get caught once, you have to restart from the very beginning of the level, which loses like 2 minutes. Or even more, depending on where you get caught. Here... okay, that was almost too close. And yeah, the thing about Filch is you can only hear us when we're walking on stone or wood. But if we're walking on this carpet right here, you cannot hear us. So that's why sometimes I'm able to be so close from him and still not be heard by him. Yeah, and now we want to open a bunch of doors. And we can make our way through. And we're gonna do a trick that's like not terrible, but it looks very scary because we're gonna jump right in front of Filch. Like so, we can get behind him. And we have to catch very quickly, and we can escape. Alright, and now I'm gonna do the trick, which is the whole reason why this level is like one of the hardest ones in the round. We have to clip onto a wall. And then we have to do a really stupid jump afterwards, so let's see how that goes. Try my best. Ingo is really precise too. Okay. Now we gotta get this. Okay. That was a crazy Filch one. I'm actually playing quite insane for like an recent run, so I'm definitely not unhappy with this performance. I'm gonna grab this if for whatever reason I decide to fail this. Alright, that is not what you want to do, but it's okay. Right, not a bad Filch one. Very, very solid. So yeah, this two tricks that you saw me doing in a row, they're the whole reason why Filch is so scary, because The first clip, each time you fail it, it's a 10-second time loss. The second trick from the balcony, if you lose it, it's about a 40-second time loss. So this level is so punishing. But this went very well. Alright. Here we're gonna skip a cutscene. Also, I'm gonna show off a cool thing. Burn the cat, and burn the cat. So this is like one of the few things that they probably intended to do, that you can cast Incendio on Mrs. Norris for whatever reason. But it probably got scrapped at like the last second, but you can cast Incendio on Norris here. And burn the cat, because this cat is my nightmare. Don't burn all the cats. Cats are cool, but just burn Mrs. Norris. I don't like Mrs. Norris. Creepy, and she kills my runs. Right. Oh. Okay, I got lucky. Okay, normally you're supposed to cast on the bookcase, walk around, jump over, jump fence, I don't know. But Filter's stupid, so he hears us, he tries to run after us, and then we just kind of walk around him. Here's a bunch. Here, I'm trying to do a jump from those tables. Nice. This skips quite a bit, quite a long cutscene with Nick, which is right here. So he's showing us the way, but we're too fast, unfortunately. Alright. And yeah, this second door that you just saw me open, like entering this room, it is not on the US version of the game. They just added an extra door for no reason on the European version, which is what I'm playing on. But we can kind of trick the game by casting twice, and overall it does skip another cast. It's really strange, but yeah. Yeah, we don't need any gold, none of that. But yeah. Now we got to the mirror, and Harry Dumbledore, sorry, spawns out of nowhere and explains us that the mirror is bad. We need to walk away from the mirror, which is what we're gonna do. Bad mirror. But now, instead of just, you know, Dumbledore walking us back to our common room, which would be, you know, the logical thing and the easy thing, we have to walk out of here ourselves. Because otherwise it would not be funny. Alright. And the very last room of this level has a really brutal multitask. Probably now the one that saves the most, I want to say. Actually, no, there's Wingardium Leviosa. The second one that saved the most. Saves about 30 seconds now, but it is very stupid. But good. Roughly. But given how I've been playing during this run, I should be okay. Should go fine. So yeah, the idea is I want to place a block. There is 4 platforms that we need to place a block on. And once we're done with all the blocks, it will trigger the cutscene at the end of the level. And if we recast on Wingardium block right as that cutscene triggers, it lets us move during it and skip a bunch of other cutscenes. But it is not the most consistent trick. Get past Norris. Okay, I was a bit late on that cycle, but it still worked. We're gonna do that again. So yeah, you see me casting and turning around. For some reason, the distance to place the block is not based on Harry, but based on the camera. So turning around gives you more distance to actually place the block on these platforms, which is pretty nice. Now I need to stand still for a second so that Filth doesn't hear me, and then I can walk again. Otherwise he would just catch me instantly. this trick. Okay. Damn, I'm on fire. Right, well that's the big multitask that saves 30 seconds. And I got it. I am really amazed how I'm playing this run because it is not common for me. But yeah, really good feels too. Definitely not complaining. And yeah, what this allows us to do is to walk in this room very early, and because we're still in the previous Filch cutscene, and the cutscene with Fred and George showing up doesn't have the time to play. So we saved about 30 seconds. But yeah, this is for the HP1 grinders, want to have an idea. This is about a 107 pace load less. This is pretty good. I was not expecting that good of a run, but not complaining. So yeah, so now we're getting to endgames, the trials. There's Fluffy, Devil Snare, Keys, which are all extremely easy. But the chess has like one skip that's not terribly difficult, and Voldemort is like the final step towards like the end of like either a good or a dead run, because I know he has one really tough boost that if you fail you just lose like a minute. But yeah, up until Voldemort, this is gonna be pretty chill. And now we go to the Forbidden Corridor because Filch is not there. He got too mad at us for, you know, juking him. So now he's I don't know, he's too mad. He's just chilling. Had enough of us. Alright. Super jump, and then go for right after this cutscene. And no. Alright. So Fluffy. So Fluffy, as you probably know, has 3 heads, and so we're gonna use the flute and try to put all 3 heads asleep. But there's an order. There's a really slow head, a semi-slow head, and a really fast head, as in like how quickly they fall asleep. And which head is which is completely RNG. So I'm gonna have to check very quickly which one is the slowest head. So this one is the slowest, so that's best RNG. That's very good. And normally you're supposed to do slowest head, semi-slow, and then fastest, but you have just enough time to do fastest and semi-fastest. If you're quick enough. Which saves a little bit on RNG. So only the first head really matters. And I got best RNG, so it's good. Also I can show the cool glitch. If you, it's an European only glitch, so a glitch of this version that I forgot to get rid of. If you play the flute during this, you can just move for the reason. And I can just do this. We were faster than never mind. And now I'm not gonna move because I may soft lock if I do something stupid. There we go. I wanted to show the glitch. Alright, Devil Snare. So, really simple level. We just need to do 5 casts on both Armor and Hermione. There's a really quick cycle that you can do where you don't hit a single vine, but it is really hard. Ready? It's okay. I'm gonna have to get the extra cast. Not too far. Okay. Oh yeah, and the flute glitch that I showed earlier is actually a multitask. So literally pressing left mouse button during this cutscene, during that flute cutscene, or the end of Fluffy, will invalidate your run, your glitchless run. So it's very funny. But yeah, I think I did mention, or you probably realize by now that this game is just like a tiny bit broken. Bit rough around the edges. Alright, flying key. Straightforward. So this level actually loses a little bit on the region because the first cutscene is a little bit longer on the region because Hermione talks longer. And so the key has time to go forward a bit more than on the English version. On the English version, you can actually catch the key before it starts turning. Alright, so that was the last flying segment. As usual, they're really short. Also, yeah, hurry. Hurry. Alright, so we're gonna do chess skip, except it's not actually chess skip because we don't really skip chess. But it's a skip in chess, so we call it chess skip. I wanted to go for that. Hey, here we go. So yeah, there's a 20-ish second cutscene in front of the chessboard where Ron tells us that he's bad and he can't do chess. I mean, that's fine, I can't do chess either. But we have to finish the match for him. And this is real life chess. This is exactly how it works. So if you want to get to 3000 ELO, you should follow exactly what I'm doing. I mean, I'm winning, so, you know, you should trust me. Alright. And now the last level, which is hardest one of the trials. Is Voldemort. I'm gonna attempt a frame perfect skip, or frame perfect super jump. Skip like 8 seconds of walking. Again, it's not one that I normally go for in runs because it is extremely hard to get it consistent. And trying to set it up again does lose quite a bit, but I'm gonna try to show it off. Maybe I get lucky. No. Also, why you don't normally go for it? Okay, I think that's a spot. Yes. Okay. Alright. Yeah, this saves about 8 seconds first try, but the setup is so awkward that each fail loses a couple seconds. To the point where if you get a first try, you don't even... A third try, sorry, you don't even save time anymore. Alright, and one last boost to win. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Alright, let's see. Looks pretty okay, I think. Yes. Alright. And last boost of the run. We got it. Right. So the boost you saw me doing is really crucial because not only it skips a small cutscene with Pearl, but we can do a damage boost over this last cutscene in front of the mirror. And that one saved like a minute, so it's really big. And conveniently enough, there is a trigger that warps us to this room. So we don't have to watch any cutscene. Oh. Right, and this last fight is pretty straightforward. There's one strat that's like a bit tricky, but it's not too bad. It's just getting up this pillar. Swat strat, and it is actually faster. Alright, and time is gonna come up soon. Only 3 more hits. As soon as the cutscene, the final cutscene starts. Okay, I'm gonna use this pillar again. Also, yeah, we don't need to ever move the mirror, and we can use the side of the mirror to hit Voldemort. Because why not? And time is coming up, and now. Alright. a 107.22 loadless for anyone wondering, so very good run. Very happy with this. So yeah, anyone interested in learning this game, go to the HP Discord, because I'm not biased, but this is the best HP game by far, and I don't care. But yeah, I think, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Absolutely the best game. Dude, that was an insane run. Like, the tricks in Filch, for those who haven't run them themselves, but those tricks are difficult, and you got them all like it was no problem.
Yeah, again, I said it during the run, I am really surprised how well some of those tricks went, because especially the tricks in Filch, they're really tough, but I got everything first try, so...
Yeah, he's just trying to be humble. He's not surprised at all. At least I'm not. Yeah, that was an insanely good run. And, you said a
107.22, so about 2 minutes over record, which is not bad. I'm not gonna complain.
No reset run? That is insane.
Not gonna complain.
Alright, well, because you were this good, we are a little bit ahead of schedule, though. So... Are there any closing remarks that you want to make about this one?
This is the best Harry Potter game. This is the best Harry Potter run. And I love this game. I try to improve it as much as possible. Right now we're trying to get under... the record right now is a 105... 1x something? I actually forgot that. I can check this. 105.16. We're trying to get under the 105 barrier, which should happen soon. And yeah, it's a really cool run that has a lot of potential. I'm sure there's like so many more tricks to be found. But it is a really cool one.
Because you said the Filch 2 one, that's fairly recent, right? So it's still cool that there's quite a few things being found, even that it's 22 years old now.
Yeah. No, it's great. A lot of we don't have like an incredibly big community, but we have some like really dedicated runners and glitch hunters. Especially, I named Cake. All I need is Cake, because he's the one who finds almost everything on this game. He's so smart when it comes to HP1 stuff, and he helped improving this run a lot. Like without him, would probably be stuck around like, I don't know, like a 108, 107. So
yeah.
Big shoutouts to him. But yeah, if anyone wants to learn this game, just join the PC Discord, ask questions. Anyone will be very happy to answer. And I will be back with more runs. I think you will see me 2 more times this event. I think I'm doing a 7 Part 2 New Game Plus race and a 6-Shin Trifecta race. Yeah.
Alright, and also if you want to learn this game, there are on the speedrun.com, there are tutorials available by Flo himself. I always recommend starting with glitchless, but I know like opinions are scattered on that.
Glitchless is fine. Glitchless is okay. Do whatever you want that makes you enjoy the game.
Exactly. Alright, before we go into the transition, let me quickly, currently in the lead of the poll on which Hogwarts Legacy house we're gonna pick, currently in the lead is Slytherin. And it does not just change the color of your robes, people. It also adds an exclusive quest in the main story that, if you play the game and you haven't seen all the quests, maybe you could consider putting your donation towards one of the house quests that you haven't seen, because then you get to see it as a speedrun, so that will be really cool. Also, we're making rapid progress on bringing the HP1 GBA game swap. I've explained it before, but I'll really quickly explain it again. Finn and Dino will be playing HP1 GBA, which is only a 2-minute run, but they'll be opening it. They have it opened on 10 different instances, and every 20 seconds, randomly, which version, which instance they're playing, will shuffle. And we're currently making progress on making that instead of every 20 seconds, we're making progress on making that one in every 15 seconds. So that's going to be very chaotic, and the more money you put towards that specific incentive, the more chaotic that's going to get, and I know it will just be a blast to watch. That will happen tomorrow, I think. Yes, that is correct. Well, before we go into a transition, I want to quickly take a moment to once again shout out the charity that Potterthon 9 is directly benefiting, which is the Trevor Project. They are focused in suicide prevention and aid of young LGBTQ members. Do we have a yeah, okay, we have the command up. Yes. Yeah, they're an amazing organization helping people not only directly, but also fighting the good fight for the LGBTQ members throughout the world to make a more safe and LGBTQ friendly world for the people living in it. Yes. They're doing an amazing work, and all your donations will benefit this great cause directly. So if you have any money you can miss, do consider dropping a donation. The link is in the chat. And I think that's all the things I have to say. Flow is just too fast, so we're a little bit ahead of schedule. But I think we can go into a transition now.
Yes.
Okay, right. Okay, I don't see anybody shouting that we can't yet. So we will go into a quick transition of around 20 minutes because we're ahead of schedule, I think. So, and then we will be back with Harry Potter 2 Chamber of Secrets. No major glitches, ran by Dr. Kaasknabbelaar. So if you have any closing remarks, Flo?
HP1 best run. Enjoy the marathon.
All right,
HP community is amazing.
They are, yes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you with more runs.